Seekers. Today is Thursday, April 2nd, 2020, and it is our first day of transitioning over to our packet learning. So before I get into anything, I owe you all an apology. I promised you yesterday I would finish and upload Superstar, and I did not. And I'm so sorry for that. I worked on getting other things done for you guys until very late in the evening, and by then it was time to cook dinner, and after that, you guys, I was so exhausted I just couldn't read with enough energy in my voice for it to sound interesting. And since it's the last two chapters, I wanted to wait until I had a little more energy and was alert and focused and could really do a good job for you guys. So, Scout's honor, cross my heart, I will upload the final two chapters of Superstar today, all right? You can count on it, I promise. I don't have any kudos to give out because I was so nonstop video conferencing with so many of you yesterday and trying to get so many of you set up on our new programs that I just didn't have a moment to check the other apps to go in and check progress. But I plan on doing that today as well and checking in on you guys. So don't worry, I'll still be looking for that progress today. All right, other things I need to go over. Okay. Guess what? Things have changed again. If your parents are around, if they're not listening, but they're available, go ahead and pause this and bring your parents in because they're gonna need to hear this next part too. The packet that you were picking up today was designed to be a 2-week packet. It had 8 instructional days on it. After the governor passed his new stay-at-home order yesterday, the district mandated that teachers will no longer be able to gather to put together the next set of packets. We can't go to work to do it. We're not even allowed back in our classrooms at all. So what this means is we now have to stretch. They're telling us what we're going to do is we're going to stretch the 2-week packet that you're getting today to expand across this 4-week period, because right now our return date is still May 1st. So this packet that was only supposed to take us through April 14th now has to take us all the way to the beginning of May. So I have made some adjustments. This is my plan. And this is another reason I didn't get to read the read aloud, because I spent quite a while working on this plan and making adjustments. I have taken, or I'm going to be finalizing it. I don't have a final draft to show you yet because what I thought was my final draft is not going to be due to a mistake that I made earlier. But I'm gonna get that final draft up here shortly and posted, and that's what I'm working on next, but I wanna get this video done first. So what I've done is, the original packet had you doing here, let me at least just show you that. This is the original packet. On the front, and you guys will all have this, there's a calendar with 8 instructional days, and this section right here is for ELA. And then, when you get halfway through the packet, here is the math calendar. I'm gonna send out in Blooms a file to download in case you want to print the new version, not of the whole packet, just of these 2 calendar pages. I'm also just going to take a picture of the new version and post it on Blooms if that's easier. If you just want the picture and you can mark out on your physical packet, you can change the dates, mark it out with a pen or whatever. But here's what I'm doing. On any given day, you will only do ELA or math from the packet. So for example, today, Thursday the 2nd, you're not gonna do what the math originally said for Thursday the 2nd. I'm adjusting this and I'm changing this date to Friday the 3rd. And on Friday the 3rd, you will not have any ELA packet work, you will only do math. However, each day, let's say like for today, I've given you ELA packet work and no packet math, but I'm gonna give you a little something on the side just from me, not from the packet, to do for math. Nothing terribly hard, it's just gonna be just a quick review or fact fluency or just something very basic, just so that we can do a little tiny bit of math and a little tiny bit of reading even when we're not doing that subject in the packet. So that's how I have made adjustments. I know it is not ideal. That information that we had to stretch this packet did not come until about, I think it was 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon. So this has been a very last minute change considering today you're picking up the packet. So I know it's not the best plan. It's all I've been able to come up with. I hope I can make it work for you. If you have any concerns about that adjustment, parents, please reach out for me. I'm here for you. I'm here to talk about all these worries, so don't hesitate to reach out at all. All right, so that's all of those kinds of updates I've got. The only other thing, parents, you may want to listen to this as well, and then I think this will be the last super important thing for you parents. Miss Fee has her own playlist now in the Scott Seekers app. I'm actually going to title it Miss Fee's Read Aloud Playlist. And that playlist is going to be where you can go and click. I'm going to always have the link to her playlist in the video description and on Blooms. And anytime you need an assignment from the packet read out loud, she's already going to have those videos ready for you. So you're going to go to the link that says Miss Fee's Read Aloud Playlist, and you're going to click on that, and you're going to find the assignment title that you need, and you can listen to her read it. You can stop and pause it and take your time, whatever you need to do. So that link will be in the description. Even if you don't want it read to you, go ahead and check out the hello video she made for you guys. She really, really misses you, and she's excited to see you all. And of course, she'll be video chatting with us too whenever we all video chat together. So go ahead and check out her hello video. It's gonna be under her playlist. All right, okay parents, if you wanna tune out now, you're welcome to. All right, Seekers, let's move on to today's valuable information. Alistair, what you doing over here, buddy? What you doing? You helping me? Okay, being a good boy. All right, our creature of the day is not Alistair. It's something less furry. Our creature of the day came from our class list. I can't quite remember who recommended this creature of the day either, but here we go. It is the legless lizard. Now, the legless lizard is a creature that I was mostly unfamiliar with, and so watching the videos on them really taught me a lot, and I think you'll find it interesting as well. Also, you may recognize the person in the video. It's that woman with the red hair from those kids' science show videos who speaks really, really quickly. I think you all know what I'm talking about, the one with the weird little puppet mouse. But she slows down and she doesn't speak as quickly in this video, and it's not as little kiddish as the other one. So you don't have to worry about that. Alrighty, so your creature of the day is the legless lizard. Very interesting. The video actually compares and contrasts the legless lizard with a snake, and I thought that was the best way to approach this creature because most people think it's a snake, and it's not. It's a lizard. Who knew? Alright, so that is our creature of the day. Let's talk about the packet. Today's packet assignments. Your ELA is what you're going to work on from the packet today. So, first I'm going to go over all the assignments, and then I'm going to talk to you a little bit about something that's going to help you with one of the assignments. So here are your ELA assignments. You're going to complete, I'm going to show you the page in the packet so you know exactly what I'm talking about, so there's no confusion. Let's get a close-up of this. You are going to complete this page in the packet. It is titled Homographs, and at the bottom page numbers are pages 11 and 12. So, there is an instructional introduction for you at the top, which if you would like Miss Fee to read it to you, you can click on that video. And there's a short passage followed by 5 multiple choice questions. I want to make sure you understand what a homograph is though. So before I get off of this video, before I move on to the math, I'm gonna talk to you a little bit about that. But that's how you're gonna do the assignment. You're gonna read this introduction information. You're going to read the passage that uses the examples, and you are going to answer the 5 questions, okay? You don't have to turn that into me in any way today. I just want you to hang on to it for now. Later on, I may ask you to either take a picture of this or send me your answers in Teams or something like that, but we are not doing that today. Today, all I want you to do is just do it in your packet. We'll get to that, the rest of it later. We're taking this, guys, there's an expression, how do you eat an elephant? 1 bite at a time. We're taking this distance learning thing 1 bite at a time as much as we can. So today, just do the work. In another day or so, I'm gonna have the details on how you're gonna get me the answers. But don't stress. If you're worried about, but I don't have a way to take a picture, or I don't know how to use the computer, I can just call you and you can just tell me what you got for your answers, okay? Don't worry, there's always a way. We can be creative. All right, so you're gonna do this page. Then, you have a journal assignment for ELA in the packet. This is an I Survived style journal. Let me show you what the sheet looks like in your packet for that. It is on the back of your original calendar, the one that is now wrong. So, you guys all know the I Survived book series. Guess what? You're living it real life right now. This is the exact type of thing. I can pretty much guarantee you that there is going to be an I Survived the COVID-19 virus outbreak book at some point. I would be willing to put money on it. So what you're going to do with this journal is every day we have an ELA packet assignment. You have a journal entry, and you're pretending that this is an I Survived style journal entry. Now, if you've never read I Survived, that's okay. I Survived is just a series of historical fiction novels. It's told from the perspective of a made-up character living during real-life major disasters like Pearl Harbor, September 11th, Hurricane Katrina, things like that. The list goes on and on. The Children's Blizzard, the Japanese tsunami, earthquake, there's a bunch of them. So you're just writing about your experience living during this crisis is what it is, guys. I don't really have a better word. Now, I don't mean crisis to make it scary, but we are going to use terminology that fits, and that's what fits. Because a crisis is a time when a large number of people are concerned or worried about something, and that's what's going on. So you're going to write your journal entry, and today's question for that journal entry, it's on your calendar, and it's in the video description, says, what was your first reaction when you first heard about COVID-19? What was your reaction when you first heard about COVID-19? COVID-19 is another word for the coronavirus, another more medical specific term. So that's what you're going to do for your journal entry today. What was your reaction when you first heard about COVID-19? Remember your paragraph rules. I want 5 good sentences. Use some punctuation, use that good grammar, check over your spelling, that kind of stuff, okay? You can do this either on the loose leaf, that's at the back of your packet, or you can type it up in a Word document if you really want to. Don't send it to me yet. You'll send them all to me at once if you do it that way. But that's fine. If you want to keep a document, you just keep adding to as you go on Microsoft Word through ClassLink, you can do that. Or if you're keeping a journal right now, if you've been following along with our daily challenges and taking my advice and keeping a journal at this time, you can do it in there too. So wherever you want to write it, even if it's just on the loose leaf in your packet, answer that journal prompt with 5 good sentences. If you want to write more than 5, I'd love it. I'd love to read what you have to write, but at least 5 good sentences. Then, no surprise, you're going to read for 20 minutes, and even though this isn't in your packet, we are still expected to have you guys doing III activities. And so if you have that internet access, if you don't, it's okay, don't worry, you're not gonna be punished if you don't have internet access, it's not a problem. Just, if you can, if you want to, go ahead and hop on that intervention. Either Lexia, Mindplay, or Moby Max Reading Stories, whichever intervention you normally did in class. All right, let me take a moment. I tell you what, let me go through math and the daily challenge, and then I'm gonna loop back up to Homographs. And that way, if you're not ready to do this yet, if you're gonna do something else first, you can stop it once I get to the end of the daily challenge and just come back and listen to this whenever you're ready for it. So, math. The math does not come from the packet today. All I want you to do in math today, I want you to do your Moby Mac Fact Fluency. That should only take you about 5 minutes. And then I want you, if you don't have a set at home, if you do, great, you can just use those. But if you don't have a set at home, I want you to make your own multiplication fact flashcards. Fact families 2 through 12, so all the normal fact families that we practice. If you don't have any index cards, you can take either some of that loose leaf paper from your packet, don't use all of it, save some for your journal if you need it, and to do your math work if you need it. But you can use some paper, either the paper from your packet or paper you have around the house. If you have index cards, great. If you don't have index cards or extra paper, let me know. I will come and drop off a pack of index cards at your front door that have been Lysol down. I have absolutely no problem doing that, you guys. I can do that probably, if not today, tomorrow. But I will get you flashcards if you don't have any and don't have any extra paper to make your multiplication packs. So that's all you have to do for math. And then your daily challenge is just something kind of fun and silly today, just because we all need a good laugh through all of this. So your daily challenge is learn to say the alphabet. Excuse me, let me move the dog out of the way. But backwards. And I'm gonna be honest, I can't do it. I never learned how. I have friends who can do it, and it's always so impressive. So if you've got some free time on your hands, see if you can learn the alphabet backwards. All right, Seekers, let's get into talking about what homographs are. Now, you'll notice my board has changed a little bit from what it looked like to you a second ago, and that's because a moment ago when I went to explain this, I realized that while I was rushing to get my board done today, I just didn't do a very good job of explaining homographs and giving very good examples. So I decided to go ahead and redo this a little bit better and a little bit more detail. So that's why your screen looks, the board looks a little bit different. So, what are homographs? Homographs are words that have the same spelling. However, they have different meanings, and sometimes they sound different. Well, you might be wondering, if they have the same spelling and they don't sound different, how are you supposed to know which word you're reading? And that's where you have to use those context clues. Those context clues are gonna come in and tell you what the meaning of the word is. You've got to think about what the author is saying. So, homographs are two words that are, or two or more words that are spelled the same. They have a different meaning, and sometimes they sound different, but sometimes they sound the same. So let's do an example of a pair of homographs that sound different. Dove and dove. A dove is a white bird. Dove is the past tense form of the word dive, such as, yesterday I dove off of the diving board. Here's a sentence that uses both homographs. The dove dove for the food. So, these words are spelled the same, they have different meanings, and they sound different, dove and dove. Now, let's do an example of two homographs that sound the same. Row and row. One meaning of the word row is people or items in a straight line. You line up in a row. Another meaning of the word row is to move a boat with oars. Oars are the little paddles that you put in a rowboat that you row or you use for a kayak or anything like that. Paddle and oars are synonyms, so they mean basically the same thing. There may be some technical differences I'm not aware of, but for the most part, they mean the same thing. So here's an example using both. The students waited in a row for their turn to get in the boat and row across the river. So, once again, we have homographs that are spelled the same, because that's what that means. Sometimes they sound different, such as dove and dove. Sometimes they sound the same, such as row and row, but they always have different meanings. So there's your quick little lesson on homographs. If you still need more help though, you know what to do. If it is between the hours of 8 and I'm gonna say 2:30 today, because today I actually have to get to school to help pass out packets this afternoon. So if it is between 8 and 2:30, you should be able to reach me on Teams in our video chat. If I haven't helped you set your teams up yet, just call me on the phone, but I'm also gonna be making phone calls today to get everybody who I haven't gotten on Teams on board. Hopefully I get all of that done today. So, but if you need me, reach out to me however you can get me. If you need me past 2:30, I'm working my shift at the school from about 4 till 6. So if you need me between 2:30 and 4, I'll just be kind of grabbing the last things I can out of my classroom. It's our very last chance to get anything we need until we're allowed to go back in a month, whenever. And then I'll be out passing out packets. So if you come to get your packets between 4 and 6, I'll be there. All right, guys. And think that's all of it. Reach out to me today if you need me. I'm here for anything. Miss Fee is there for anything you need. She's posted her number in her first hello message to you. So if you need her, don't hesitate to call her anytime also. I hope you get outside today. I hope you have some fun. I hope you enjoy our distance learning packet as much as you possibly can. I know it's not the greatest thing in the world, but I know that my seekers are going to rise to the occasion. They're going to give it their best. They're going to do the most outstanding work they possibly can. And I know you're going to do all that because you know you can do anything because you are made of stardust. Never forget it, guys. All right, talk to you later. Bye.